What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. I want to say, what was it, 2 days ago when we got the news about Iron Sheik?
It was.
Yeah.
Let me go to the article.
Okay, yeah. Well, we got news that...
Yes, 3 days ago.
Yeah, 3 days ago, on June 7th, 2023, that the Iron Sheik had passed away.
Oh, R.I.P. Iron Sheik.
R.I.P. Iron Sheik.
Always for a good laugh.
Definitely.
I swear. At least in his older years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, I know Iron Sheik is like way before, like I said, way before any of our time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously. But I don't even want to say way because, you know, by the time he was, you know, wrestling, you know, say I was still young to see him. But like I said, I grew up with WCW and that NWA stuff, and he was more WWF at the time. He did have some stints, you know, in Memphis and all the other territories, but his big thing, especially the 80s, was WWF, and some could say that he helped create Hulkamania.
Oh, Lord.
Because he was the one that he put over Hogan in 1984.
He's responsible for this?
Well, look, big star. The next thing you know, the 80s, for wrestling terms, belonged to Hulk Hogan, which, even though we don't like Hogan and the shit Hogan do, and he straight lie out his ass all the time.
All the livelong day.
He is still arguably the most popular wrestler that has ever lived.
That makes me sad sometimes.
I mean, it does. But he was the first Iranian-born WWE champion, and
What's up.
Yes, and he, of course, he was the heel. He played his the gimmick very well, very strong. I don't know what that thing he be swinging.
What are they called? I don't know.
I don't know.
Somebody will probably tell us.
I have seen people try to do that. I'm just like, bro,
and knock themselves out.
I'm about to say, man, you do better doing that with with a tennis racket or something, because that right there was just amazing just to see him do that. But his impact on the business. I remember, you know, watching old tapes of Iron Sheik when I was watching wrestling up in the 90s. And then I remember of how, unfortunately to say, how fat and slow he was at WrestleMania X7 when he had the gimmick battle royal. And I was like, that man could barely walk down that long ass WrestleMania ring. That's what Bobby Heenan said. By the time that Iron Sheik gets out to me, it'd be like WrestleMania 38.
Yo.
So, and he had to win the damn thing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because they had to.
Why y'all set that up?
They had to sell for him a lot.
You know I just bet
a lot. Real quick, do y'all have any early memories of Iron Sheik, or did y'all not know who he was until WrestleMania X7? Or to be honest, did y'all not know who he was until he died? Or unless y'all just read the tweets?
I read the tweets.
Oh, good.
But go ahead, Q.
I was about to say, like, I knew who Iron Sheik was, like, what in the world? My fault. I heard something outside. I knew who Iron Sheik was, like, after he retired, but, like, way before he died.
Yeah.
And I just knew, like, bruh did not like Hulk Hogan, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend, so.
I do understand that. Damn, I was about to ask Prime. Like, Prime left real quick. So yeah, that like I said, I knew him from other wrestling. I will go back and watch things. Of course, I know about. I didn't get to see the match of when Hogan beat him in Madison Square Garden, but definitely, you know, I said that was like, you know, the moment to help create that whole Hulkamania era that has lived in the 80s.
That's so unfortunate. Let me stop.
Look, just like I said, despite what we feel and stuff about Hulk Hogan, and and what the world could be feeling like Hogan, or it could be over Hogan. Like I said, when it comes to popularity,
I could be over you and some of the stuff you be saying and doing, and still acknowledge that he is probably the most well-known wrestler just overall. You don't have to watch wrestling or anything to know who he is.
It's like he falls into the name of, you don't have to watch or know about this, like Michael Jackson. You don't got no music to know that. Yeah. Michael Jordan. You don't got to watch basketball to know Michael Jordan. And when you hear Hulk Hogan, you ain't got to watch wrestling to know who Hulk Hogan is. So he has fallen into that. And Iron Sheik is a big part of that.
He was an integral part of that.
Yeah.
But he in his later years though, I'm sorry.
So
I was like, who gave him a Twitter?
So here's the thing. I can't tell for sure that Iron Sheik is from the old school, okay? And I do know that he had, because he's old. I would say this man ain't got no iPhone 10 up there and probably, but I do know he had some people that was running his Twitter account.
Really?
I believe so.
That makes me sad. No.
Oh, why does that make you sad?
Because I was really hoping Iron Sheik was fat thumbing the keyboard right. Like Hulk Hogan is a jabroni.
Yes.
I'm gonna break his freaking back. Like I was. Yes. I was really hoping.
Nah, that he got a funny line. It's like, break your back and make you humble. It's funny for no reason.
Yeah.
Because he was hilarious.
It's funny.
It was like, and like I'm saying, if it was him saying, hey, you know what, wake up today, you know what, say this, fine, you know what I'm saying. But once again, there is debates online. I have to acknowledge this and stuff like that, because it would be wrong if I didn't, because they might be like, say you ain't doing the 4 research, and you're right. But because people didn't know if that was him or if that was him being in character to troll Hulk Hogan for the rest of his life.
Forever? Yes.
Yeah, so
because he's like, kayfabe, we're not breaking that.
Yeah,
they could have been homies for real, but he's still just gonna be like, I hate you.
But there are some things that causes some tension between Hogan and Iron Sheik in real life. There was a thing where when Hogan went to WCW, and the report has that Iron Sheik was calling him, to try to get a job there. Hogan never returned his calls to go over to the WCW, probably knowing that damn well he didn't want out there.
On brand.
Knowing that that he put Hogan over in Madison Square Garden, and he figured that it as big as it is for Hogan to beat the Iranian bad guy and get that championship. So when I get my receipt, get my win back, and make a program out of this. And if anybody knows Hogan, knows that Hogan's like okay, I beat your brother, that's it type thing. That's why Shawn Michaels did all that shit at SummerSlam 05, because the original Michaels Hogan plan that they had, Hogan was just like, we're gonna do the one and done, brother. And that's why Michaels oversold all Hogan's offense at that SummerSlam match. If you haven't seen that, it is quite hilarious to watch.
Look,
to be honest with you,
that man ain't got no give.
Yeah.
Like a table on a women's match.
You ain't had to whisper that. You could just say that out loud. But yeah, so they were big rivals. And I know there was some heat, down the line. But especially during the shoot interview, because they used to have them shoot interviews also, that he would say stuff like that. But then, like I said, towards the end, it's like, I don't know if it was every day, but it damn sure felt like it.
It did.
You know what I'm saying?
It really felt like it.
Like I said, I don't know what it was, but I mean, that man woke up to smell like fresh air, and it didn't matter what was happening during the day. He would be like, Happy Thanksgiving, except for Hulk Hogan.
Yes. Like, bro, it could be a world tragedy. He would just be like, thoughts and prayers. Fuck Hulk Hogan. Like,
and it made for some very entertaining contests. But I was looking for certain days. I was like, what? Like, I even had a tweet like, Hogan's Heroes is the only Hogan I will ever acknowledge. I just read that one today.
Yo.
So those things, were hilarious. whether, say it was a legit or not, I enjoyed it. I was like, anybody that sit there and grind Hulk Hogan up, sure.
Why not?
Ace in my book. Ace
what
in
did
my
you
book.
just say? The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Is a friend, yeah. Probably, do you have anything to add to the Iron Sheik and his legacy, especially on the Twitter front?
I will say that, like, he got a legendary Twitter, like, other than the Hulk Hogan stuff. It's like, even like people in the industry, or people not even in the industry that's mean, he'll make a comment about them and it'd be funny, because you know who he talking about. Like, if something happens, like, say, like, I don't know, like, I'm gonna just say, the R. Kelly situation, right?
Yeah.
He made a tweet about R. Kelly, and he put people's names in it. So he'll say, like, "You jabroni, Kelly, I'll make you humble and break it." I was like, "This is his favorite thing to do."
Shit.
He did.
Like almost every occasion, it's like either that or Hogan, or sometimes it's both. So
I'm about to say, shit. I paid money to see how she bring R. Kelly back. Put him in the camp.
Honestly, I would pay to hear a diss track.
Whoa.
Be a Man Part 2 featuring Iron Sheik.
No. I'm good.
Be a Man Part 2 featuring Iron Sheik.
I'm about to say, did we not learn from Macho Man? Did we not learn from Hogan diss tracks?
Be a Man was hilarious. Actually.
Don't you remember the ladies? Don't you remember the Macho Man rap album?
Yes, unfortunately,
he made a whole album just because he hated Hogan.
I really wish that I did not remember this. Because why was this? Who greenlit this? Who bought the studio time? Someone should have talked him out of that.
No.
He did. He said John Cena could do it, so I could do it.
Nobody asked for that.
I remember that. Was that 2001, 2002? Then that whole,
I think it's 2002.
Yeah, that whole count was like, Macho Man, really. And I'm about to say, no, I don't want to hear no Iron Sheik rapping on there. This Hulk Hogan, which would be hilarious.
You jabron, Hogan, jabron.
Bro, first of all, can we just talk about how this man retweeted his account? Because obviously there is someone retweeting for him still. Yeah. It's not him. Somebody whoever's running it now retweeted an old thing from June 2021. Under the bridge downtown, that's where I drew some blood when I beat the F out of the Hollywood blonde jabroni Hulk Hogan. I was like, bro, he hate bull. And then somebody else tweeted, find something you love and do it every day. And it's just a collage of tweets of the Irish tweeting about Hulk Hogan. Yeah. Hulk Hogan, you are worse than an airport tuna sandwich.
Oh.
Hulk Hogan, you are worse than the automatic 20% tip on a party of 6 or more.
one or two things
I'm gonna miss this. I don't care if this was him or not. I am going to miss this.
What's up? I know there's more out there.
Hulk Hogan is not a jabroni. April Fool's Day, you fucking jabroni. I swear to, like, what?
I think one or two things is gonna happen. It's either one, Hogan is gonna make a bigger tweet like, "Oh, we were close and we just didn't see eye to eye. We were close."
I think he already did.
It's either that or he gonna say, "I need a minute, brother," like he did for Tiny listener.
Yo.
or he gonna try to make a speech at his funeral like they were so buddy.
I see that shit happening. This one, frame this one. Hulk Hogan may have been a son of a bitch in the ring, but outside the ring, he was also a dumb son of a bitch. Yo.
Hogan did put out a tweet on his Twitter account saying, "Today we honor the legacy of a wrestling icon. Rest in peace, Iron Sheik. The wrestling world has lost a true legend. The Sheik's contributions to our industry will never be forgotten. I always cherish the battles we had in the ring. Our matches were intense. Our rivalry was legendary."
He didn't write that.
He didn't. He ain't write that.
We share a bond that only fellow wrestlers can understand.
Let me guess, HH.
Not yet. Not yet.
You gonna be authentic and write Terry?
No, that's how Table A talking.
HH.
Iron Sheik's unique charisma, undeniable talent, and unforgettable personality made him an unforgettable figure in the hearts of wrestling fans worldwide.
This is not bro. What? This don't even sound. Right.
His legacy will continue to inspire generations of wrestlers to come. Rest in peace, Iron Sheik. You will always be remembered as a true warrior of the ring. Thank you, put your
HH.
So.
Man, Brooke Hogan wrote that, man. That was
I was about to say the same thing. He handed that to his Brooke. Can you do this? Just put the HH at the end.
I mean, so I mean, like I said, it could have been Hogan. I ain't gonna believe shit Hogan said out his mouth. So, but he ain't clang. I don't know if he clanging and banging with Mean Gene or like the Hulksters in heaven. Or
speaking of Hogan, real quick, I just recently see he did a podcast for somebody, and I'm like, Hogan never does podcasts, so I might be inclined to watch it.
Is it Hogan's podcast or is it?
No, he was a guest on somebody else's podcast.
Oh,
bro, it was like Logan Paul style, or like where he's sitting with him.
God, no, I can't hear that man lie. I can hear that man lie like this, and like Lacey said, with all that shit being said, now, because you know what's funny, even though you got people running Iron Sheik's Twitter account, him still living. And those tweets coming out made it better. Now knowing he's gone,
and
those tweets coming out, it just feels empty. It feels very hollow
really
now.
They're not tweeting from him. They're just retweeting
what would be funny
on the account.
But I'm just saying, if like Hogan does something and then somebody comes out from his Twitter account and says something, I'm like, it feels hollow.
Bro, this is so random. And it was whoever they put out an article. It's like he ain't take no prisoners on Twitter. It didn't matter what it was. Why was he tweeting about the cocaine bear?
What?
He tweeted, "I break the cocaine bear's effing neck." And on another occasion, he wrote, "Cocaine bear, you are a big time jabroni. If you ever F with me, I swear to Jesus, I break your freaking neck." What?
Go ahead, man. I would. Hey! You would pay money at WrestleMania Madison Square Garden to see Ashley versus the Cocaine Bear, bruh.
Oh my God!
I would.
It would be funny if in his will he said they had to write a bad tweet about Hogan every day on his Twitter.
Bruh, please. In the selfish way of mine, please let that be a thing.
Anybody who did something bad, it don't matter who they did it to. He was on Twitter talking about he was going to break their neck. He's going to break their neck.
That's his catchphrase, for real.
But listen, he ain't discriminate. He was just like, you racist? Sure. Sexist? Yeah. You touch kids? Break your back. All of you. I hate all of you.
Because Dwayne put out a tweet, how close he was. Because he got Jabroni from Iron Sheik.
Obviously.
Yeah. So and then
and he was obviously a big part in the Young Rock show. So he must have been around.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
as a kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when he was a kid, obviously.
Yeah. So it was a nice thing that he put out. So he will surely be missed for depending on what era Iron Sheik you. If you're like a wrestling fan, wrestling purist, of course you're gonna miss that one of. Because people gonna make arguments of who could have been the greatest heel in wrestling or who's the greatest bad guy in wrestling, and it's like and he could be in that top three because a lot of people will say the greatest bad guy in wrestling is Vince McMahon, and then after that,
I mean in real life,
wrestling too,
and in the ring he was a son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. It could be like Vince, and then Iron Sheik. The people may argue Hollywood Hulk Hogan, but since we on the Hulk Hogan bashing thing, I'm not even going to put Hollywood Hulk Hogan on there. So yeah, especially when you're in that era and you're being against America, especially the 80s. Yeah, like there is some, like nuclear level heat that comes with that.
Bro, I didn't fuck the wildfires. Whoever let the dogs out can go fuck yourself. Yo.
Entertainment.
The further you go down.
The further you go down, the further the hole you go. The
more you set that energy to the end, man.
F dancing with your eyes closed. F. I was gonna say fuck, and I can't stress this enough, the Monday.
You know, all that shit's in capitals.
Oh, it is! The whole thing! That's what made it believable.
Yeah.
That was like that he just got that arrow, that shift arrow on his keyboard on all the time.
All the time. Like, might as well back them the whole thing. Iron Sheik, as you can tell, especially for the entertainment purposes, will surely be missed.
Oh, yes, he will be. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to read the article about...
Actually, go pull that article up there. I asked you to bookmark it.
Apparently...
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Apparently, Iron Sheik didn't know how old he really was. Or when he was really born. So, he passed away 3 days ago. And he was listed as 81 years old. With his official birth date being March 15th, 1942. It says the Wrestling Observer reported that there is actually a lot of uncertainty about the Hall of Famer's real age. And the Iron Sheik himself wasn't exactly sure when he was born. He was listed as being 81, but given he didn't know his own birthday and there are different years listed in different places at different times, it's more safe to say that he was probably 80 and may have been as old as 84. So apparently there was a place where his birth was recorded at March 15th, 1939, which would make him older. His biographer, who wrote what he once said was the best wrestling biography never published, said he was actually born September 9th, 1942, which would have made him 80. The March birthday that's on his passport is incorrect. He celebrated the September date in coordination with the Persian calendar. He told me he was born in 1942. That's a quote from the biographer. So he did admit in an article on Sheik that he was not exactly sure when he was born. So he doesn't really know when he was born. He's somewhere between 80 and 81, most likely, I think.
Yeah. That's very interesting fact I want you to read out on that.
That's deep. Can you imagine not knowing when you were born, for real? Like how old you actually are?
And, unfortunately, there's a lot of people out here in this world that
absolutely
have that. Yeah.